Good evening, Musk enjoyers. I have been right, 'cause it's time for 48 analysis. Yes, just 2 days ago, all of these skins rotated into our store, and basically in this video, we're going to look at their progress based on sales and try and figure out, are these skins still holding up to being perfectly fine investments, or are there any potential problems that you need to be aware of? So, sit back and relax. I'm going to start yapping. Right, so with the first 24 hours of sales to get started with for this video, I'm looking at the likes of the Ultramarine Large Box being the top performing skin in terms of sales. Didn't even surpass 8,000 subscribers. Just one quick comparison to the previous week where we had the garage door, that did over 12,000 subscribers. Does this mean, knowing that this reached up to 30,000 subscribers almost after its, tenure in the Rust store, that this might struggle to reach 20,000 subscribers? Now, is that necessarily a bad thing? If we are expecting continuations for this, maybe that could help that out ever so nicely with it becoming a nice bit of profit. We'll discuss that a little bit more in a bit. Now, Neon Core Garage Door, pretty much the same thing. Only 7,747 subscribers after 24 hours. I look over to here 2 weeks ago when we had these two garage doors. Both the down and the up garage door, well, they had almost 11,000 subscribers each. And both of them reached up to around 24,000 subscribers each, after a week in the Rust store. So maybe this struggles to even do 20,000 subscribers. We shall see. We shall, discuss. Now, Abyssar, I could probably do a bit of a comparison here. 7,000 subscribers after 24 hours. I look at the likes of here, maybe over here. Oh, look, Sleeping Baguette had just over 7,000 subscribers. Maybe that will give us a good idea of how many sales the SAR's going to end up with after 7 days. And I did say, if that SAR doesn't sell too much, all the better for it to be a nice, tasty profit, potentially. So I'm looking forward to talking about that. And look at, all the other skins here. I should remind you of my predictions video. I was looking at the SAP here with the most confidence. I was looking at it and thinking, this is probably the best thing that's going to most likely retain its value. And also potentially, help us walk away with a little bit of profit. And with the sales it's doing right now, very low. Like, really low. And I'm kind of smiling about that to a point, in terms of nice investment. So, shall we now go ahead and take a look at the 48 hours of sales? Let's go do that right now. Okay, so just to give you some clarification, I actually loaded this up when it was 48 hours. But right now it's not 48 hours, unfortunately. It is a bit later, I'm very sorry to say, but this is correct. With what you see here for the sales, that is in fact the 48 hours of sales. So, Ultramarine Large Box, 11,700 subscribers almost. The Neon Core Garage Door, 10,900 subscribers almost. Abyssal, just over 10,000. Bird of Luck, 9,400. The Hellborn Crossbow, almost 8,900. The Quarantine Sap, almost, well, it's quite literally 7,100. Double Baguette, literally 6,000. And the Neanderthal Tier 3, well, the face mask is 5,800. And the chest plate's 4,800. Huh. I'm questioning the sales there a lot, but again, it might not necessarily be a bad thing. Right, let's now go over to here, and this is what it looks like currently for me. Alright then, so, let's now start talking about all of these skins in order of sales so far, and we'll discuss, is everything looking okay at the moment, or not? And if so, I should explain. Right, Ultramarine Large Box. So, this was the most desired skin, well, in terms of, if you go to micro522.com, you can see all the scores for all the skins based on upvotes, downvote ratio, favourites. You get the idea. Basically, we knew a lot of people wanted it, and lo and behold, it was accepted. Very nice, very cool. There's a lot of desire for this collection, which is currently sitting here with 2 deplorables, which is very nice to see. But with the current sales that I'm looking at with the likes of this Ultramarine Large Box, it really ain't going to match up to the Ultramarine Garage Door. No. And of course, that's been doing very nicely with the likes of this being accepted instantly. Sitting here at just over $4 at the moment. Very nice. And as I said, almost 30,000 subscribers. At the current rate of sales that this Ultramarine Large Box is doing, I get the feeling it is going to reach up to 20,000 sales, but it might be a bit of a struggle. Just about. So, as of now, I can sit here and confirm I haven't seen a new, deplorable being produced yet. I do expect it. It'll very likely appear by Monday. Cool. But you've got to keep your eyes open. You've got to wait and see. Now, yes, I would love to see more deplorables being accepted. I would love to see everything work out nicely. But how many times this year have we seen brand new deplorable collections getting started and finishing after 2 or 3? It's happened a lot. Only one collection that started this year ended up getting more than 3. That was Shadowborn. So the state of this at the moment, it's nice. Hey, I don't blame people wanting it. It's got a nice cool vibe to it. But if you're thinking, oh yeah, surely all of the other skins are going to be accepted, surely everything's going to work out right, I wouldn't fall into that trap. Now, at the end of the day, you could also take a look at the likes of all the other large wood boxes that were accepted this year that were also part of notable deplorable collections that were in the process of getting more skins, produced and made, and then didn't. Blocky, Clan Base, Watcher of Doom. Oh look, you've also got Chalk Menace and then Nucrum. Oh, there we are. So yeah, they all stopped at 2 or 3. And now down 46, down 15, down 30, and down 45. Oh dear, oh dear. So I'll be honest with you, I very likely will be sticking with doing a barter on the Ultramarine Large Box here. But if we do keep seeing more skins being produced, by default, I have to accept that, yeah, there very likely will be more spikes demand, spikes in price. But things aren't always simple, are they? It's always awkward. I have high hopes for it. I fully expect more. Maybe a sheet metal door. Maybe a rug. Maybe a furnace, who knows? Keep your eyes open. But with the likes of what we're seeing here, I am expecting at least around 20,000 subscribers. It's a matter of what follows this, and will it actually be accepted? Because Facepunch decides. I know. Right then, so I guess that's just pretty straightforward. Let's move on to the next skin, Neon Core Garage Door. Right, so, quick question. Do you envision yourself wanting to use this skin? I'm asking sincerely because, oh yeah, I'm just going to show where my core is. But like I said earlier, wouldn't you want to try and use it as a decoy? Maybe people won't be fooled and do the opposite, and then you get caught out still regardless. Anyway, alright, it's a perfectly fine skin. On the horizon, potentially we'll see the likes of Loot Room or Exit Door being accepted. That's fine. But can you envision yourself using the up door, up door, the down door, the core door, the loot room door, the exit door? Do you really envision yourself needing something like that? Or would you just rather use the other skins that we have? The many other garage doors that exist. It's got me questioning a lot. By default, I was making a connection where how, the second small box skin and the second locker skin to be accepted out of this big neon batch always ended up being the one that kind of performed pretty badly pretty quickly, like so, and of course like so. Oh, actually you're going back up by 1%. Wow, that's a miracle. Anyway, point is, I don't have a lot of faith in this. At the moment, I'm thinking that's only doing about 18 to 19,000 subscribers, yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not too surprised because I'm seeing signs that people just don't really care too much for it. I am surprised to see we've jumped into garage doors with this neon collection. I have no idea where else it could go, but part of me is like, okay, by default, will everybody want to buy these garage doors because they want to have the proper full collection of all the neon skins? Maybe, possibly. It's not like those are affordable. Anyway, I by default was like, yeah, maybe these skins will work out ever so nicely in the future and whatnot. It's just, the more I look at it, I feel less confident in that. But regardless, once we get close to around October time, will that be cheaper? I wouldn't doubt it. How low will you go? I really don't know. At least it's abnormal, so we can take that into consideration, along with the likes of the Ultramarine Large Box. But for this specifically, I worry for it a lot, and I probably will just do like a $1 buy order. I know, because I just can't envision people, quite literally, advertising, this is where the core is. Get a good look at that. Wow, it's so amazing, isn't that cool? Don't go behind that, though. Alright, so, yeah, okay, it might be selling nicely. Good for you, Duck, but I'm just conflicted with the future. Yes, by default, as I said, people probably want the full collection. Is that enough, though? I doubt it. So, 18 to 19,000 subscribers, that's the expectation. Let's move on. Abyss SAR. So, this was one of the skins I was definitely more confident in. Now, just to point out, Abyss collection, doing pretty good. During this summer, it's done very well for itself. Prices have improved ever so nicely, but more specifically, the AK has performed ever so nicely. Now, just to remind you, 13,000 subscribers, not that much. Now, you do have to remember that this didn't exactly instantly work out greatly. It did take a while. It took a decent amount of time to eventually rise up quite nicely, and there you go. The SAR very likely will be emulating this. I've already mentioned it in my roster rotation video and my predictions video, but just be aware. It's definitely going to be more of a case of a smart buy order will definitely help you out, but you know what? If you bought it, waited a year, hey, I will not be surprised in the slightest if it does go up in price. If you're going to do it that way, that's fine. If you're going to be smarter with your money, buy order definitely seems to be the way to go. And remember, this is abnormal. Now, the subscriber count, where is it going to likely end up at? So if I quickly compare there, over to here, this is the actual 48 hours of sales. 10,000 plus sales after 2 days is very, very nice for it. But you know what? If I were to go back and take a look at the likes of the Rustore from 2 weeks ago, where we had a notable sleeping bag, well, just to remind you, after 24 hours of sales, this did 7,000 subscribers as well. As you can see here, it reached all the way up to 17,500 subscribers. It's probably not the absolute best comparison, but it's probably given us a good enough indicator that this potentially will be reaching up to at least 17,000 subscribers. A little bit more than the AK, but you know what? Having looked at this in-game and whatnot, can't help but assume a lot of people will be appreciating it. Can't help but assume that we will be seeing more Abyss skins being produced. I think it's going to be alright. It's just, if you want to be smarter with the Steam wallet that you have, a barter probably is the smartest approach. Will this still go below its Rustore price? I wouldn't be too surprised. But how low will it even go? That's the real question, I would love to know if it went as low as $1.50 or only $2.50 or something. I'll have to leave that until Wednesday when I look at all of these skins and consider prices for the abnormal skins, because as I said, that's abnormal. But with the sales that we're currently looking at, it's probably going to do between 17 to 18,000 subscribers, which is fine. That's not too much of a problem. It's not a ridiculous amount, and that keeps things nice and comfy. Still look to be a perfectly fine investment. Cool. So whatever gets produced afterwards, that'd be nice, but I don't think weapons are going to make that much of an impact, on the previous weapons. So, alright, we'll leave it for now, but it is looking good still. The Bird of Luck AR. This is a fantastic looking AK-47. Looks very nice, very pretty, very colourful, but we've seen many skins like this in the past, and then things still went a little bit awkward, didn't it? A little bit awry. Anyway, all the AKs that have come out so far this year, you can see for yourself. It's not exactly holding up super great. Yep. Oh dear, oh dear. Now with these Twitch drops currently out, I'm kind of surprised this is still selling ever so nicely, but hey, clearly there's enough people that genuinely like the skin. But at $3, whew, at $3, the more expensive AKs, they don't exactly perform very well. That's a given. We've seen this happen many times, and I pointed this out when I did the Rust rotation video. Both of these sold for $3.49. Now they're both sitting here at $1. However, this does look a little bit more special, a little bit more impressive. But that only did 11,000 subscribers. That only did 8,000 subscribers. This has already done 10,000, pretty much. Yeah. I definitely can envision that will just still go below its Rustore price. How low will it go? But do you remember the Lunar Dragon AK? The very nice golden AK-47 with all the jewels, the gems on it. That still went and crashed, didn't it? There you go. $3.49, $1.22 now. I don't have a lot of faith in AK-47 skins as investments. That's not too hard to figure out, I'm guessing. So, yeah. At the current rate of sales that we're seeing with the likes of this, so hopping back over to the likes of here, I am looking at this and thinking it's going to do between 15 to 16,000 subscribers. That still feels like maybe a little bit too much potentially. I will not be surprised in the slightest if it goes down pretty cheap. I know, it's how people behave with their AKs. Oh, look, new AK. Throw away the old one. Go grab the new one. Oh, look, new AK. Throw away the old one, get the new one. Sorry to say, but yeah, very straightforward answer. So now, keep up the good work. Let's see if we can get some more Bird of Luck weapon skins and whatnot. But that AK, yeah, sorry. It's how people behave. Right then, Hellborn Crossbow. Glow-in-the-dark crossbow. Perfectly fine for what it is, except, at night time people are going to spot you, and I envision a lot of people aren't going to be very happy about that. Now, looking at the previous week with the glow-in-the-dark hunting bow that we had, it's already down by 34%. We made a big fuss about that, and then we got a crossbow literally the very next week that glows as well. What do you reckon is going to happen to this crossbow that's selling at $2.49? It's going to go below Rustore price, yes. How low will it go? Chances are I'm probably going to only do a bar drop up to about $1. Yeah. Selling quite nicely still, but yeah. Crossbows in general, by default, how are they holding up? Some of them are doing quite alright. A lot of the others, though, not really. Now, what's the cheapest crossbow? Let's also take that into consideration. So, looking at the state of this, the cheapest one's $1.50. Cheapest one that's marketable is $1.50. Alright, maybe things aren't going to be so bad, but I still worry for it. The design does look good, it looks very cool, I just wouldn't have had it glow in the dark. There was a non-glowing version, and yet Facepunch picked this one, so... Okay, we'll see, but yeah, worrying about prices and whatnot, we'll leave for Wednesday, because that right there, it is abnormal. We'll use the time to our advantage, but even then, I don't envision it will be a huge profit. Yeah, sorry to say. But I'm sure there'll be more crossbows in 2024, right? How many have we had so far this year? And you've probably noticed already, that was the first one. Well, you know what? Maybe a cool DLC or a Twitch drop in the future, maybe? Doesn't really happen, does it? So we'll see what happens next, but yeah, I don't think that's going to be holding up very well regardless. So we'll move on. Quarantine Sap, how you doing? Right, 2 days in, what did you do? 7,100 subscribers. Okay, that's cool. That's perfectly fine. Quarantine Sap, I get the feeling that you're probably not going to sell too ridiculously. Quarantine Sap, you're probably going to end up maybe between 10 to 12,000 subscribers. And you know what I forgot to mention for the crossbow here? I reckon that'll be doing about 13 to 15,000 subscribers. But this here, 10 to 12. Now, looking at all the sap skins we've seen in the past, more specifically this year, you know, Bombshell did 15,000. It's down 13% at the moment. But it did kind of come out fairly recently, so we won't worry about that too much. Ronin Sap only did 10,500. Blackout did 18,000. Crazy Love did 9,700. Chameleon did 12,700, basically. With what we're looking at here, guys, honestly, I don't think it's selling too ridiculously. I think 10 to 12,000 is fine, even though it's probably going to sell more than the likes of the Redemption Sap and the Crazy Love Sap, the Ronin Sap and whatnot. It's not going to be that much of a detriment. Looking at this and reminding myself of all those quarantine weapon skins and seeing how they've performed, I think it's going to be doing all right. And as I said, I stand by the point of this is probably still going to be the best performing skin in terms of what retains its value the best and still ends up, you know, being stable enough to remain in a positive. That is probably going to be something I definitely will buy. As in moving Steam Wallet from one account to another. Simply buying it, trading it over, and selling it when it's good again in the future. Yes. Alright then, so Quarantine Sap, you're still looking A-OK. The sales, 10 to 12,000 subscribers by next week, next Thursday. That's totally fine. You're in a comfortable spot. Keep up the good work. Moving on. Here we have the likes of the double baguette. Now, big problem was this. The big problem with this was the fact that, you know, we already technically have a double barrel baguette, Crowley's double barrel shotgun. So to see this being accepted, okay, fine, sure, I guess, you know, continuation of the sleeping baguette, that was pretty cool to see. Will we see more skins? Are we preferring deplorables or are we preferring more weapons? We shall see. It's up to Diva Dan. Either way, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how crazy it goes with the likes of the designs. But I don't know how to approach this other than I'm probably just going to play it safe and stick with the wilder. Now you're going to sit there and say, what makes you say that? Well, with the current sales at the moment, I get the feeling we're going to surpass the Thundergold double barrel shotgun. And that's down by 25%. And let me tell you, Thundergold has been doing quite nicely for itself this year. To see that going, you know, down, and to see this current, you know, the current progress of this, where it's likely going to end up maybe with between 10 to 11,000 subscribers, I reckon. I think it's going to land around 10 to 11,000 subscribers. I think we're going to sell more than a Thundergold, and I can't help but assume it's going to suffer potentially worse so, knowing that this is already out there for free. Yeah, still conflicted with that, I'm afraid. But a smart builder can still lead to a reasonable amount of profit, potentially. We'll talk more about that on Wednesday when we see the actual, like, subscriber count, you know, final subscriber counts. But yeah, I might not probably do a builder. We'll see. I'm sorry for being conflicted, but it is a bit of an odd one. A bit of a strange thing. This is why with the predictions video, I really didn't know how to answer this. But the current rate of sales looks to do about 10 to 11,000 subscribers, which really isn't that much. But we have seen that much with the likes of previous double barrel shotguns in the past, and they haven't exactly held up very well, unfortunately. Yeah, alright then, so we'll leave it at that. We'll just wait until Wednesday. It's not abnormal, but we can still make a good guess. Right, then we have Neanderthal Tier 3. Neanderthal Tier 3, you are not selling that much. Over to here with the actual 48 hours of sales, 5,800 subscribers and 4,800 subscribers here. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's really not selling that much, and it's kind of reminding me of Royal Safari. Now, Royal Safari, what week were you accepted? Was it over here? I've got to find it. There we are. So, I think it's down over here. No, it's not. When did it come out? There it is, right. At the current rate of sales, I think we're going to just about surpass the likes of Royal Safari Tier 3. I get the feeling Neanderthals are going to probably end up with around 8,000 to 9,000 subscribers. Now, regardless, if we see Tier 2 or hoodie and pants, or boots and gloves, if it gets accepted, you're going to see spikes in spike in price. Here's the weird thing though. Since we've had the likes of course, you know, the Commando Tier 3, we also got the likes of course, the Royal Safari Tier 3, and then of course we've got the likes of the Black Diamond Tier 3, and now we have Neanderthal Tier 3. Why is it always Tier 3? This is weird, but there's very likely going to be some sort of clashing, you know. One collection's going to probably put out Tier 2, another collection's also probably going to put out Tier 2. One of them might put out hoodie and pants, the other one might do hoodie and pants. We'll see how things turn out, but I think one of them's going to probably get their continuation and the rest aren't. I'm kind of leaning towards the likes of Black Diamond, but Black Diamond very likely won't be getting a continuation very soon. So if Zinc and Gunny, I believe, they are the skin creators, if they rush to get out the next, you know, continuation, it's just Zinc, maybe they'll stand a decent chance, but we'll see anyway. It's still looking to be perfectly fine, and with not that many sales, so let's just talk more about this. In general, when we have a collection, if one of the skins doesn't sell that much, and we do get those continuations, well, there's only so much of it to go around. When people see a collection actually getting properly started and actually getting some momentum with it, you know, people going to grab as much as they can, and it goes up in price a lot easier, and then therefore, with the demand to hold it up and whatnot, the prices will go up quite nicely. All the better for it to rise up nicely is the point I always bring up. So both Ultramarine and Neanderthal are in a very similar sort of position, and where continuations right about now would be a huge boost for it. But even then, Ultramarine, you're still selling quite a lot. So whilst you might fare better potentially compared to the garage door, whatever follows you, potentially you might sell less, we shall see. But with the likes of this, with it being so low, I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's still expected to work out very, very nicely. But will we actually get those continuations? Well, all we can do is keep an eye on the workshop. And we haven't seen anything yet, I'm afraid. But yeah, the rate of sales, very low, and I'm looking forward to it, because I do like the Neanderthal collection. I think it's very nice and creative. Right, well, that's all we can really do. So overall, we got a good idea of the total sales with the likes of all of these skins. Just to clarify, the likes of Neanderthal, I said 8,000 to 9,000. So we'll see how that turns out. Right then, so is there anything we need to address? Well, I'm sure many of you have done a pretty good job picking up all those Twitch drops. Don't forget, you know, this is going on until August 18, so you've got plenty of time, basically. Get a good idea of what you're still missing, grab what you can, and yeah, don't forget, for generic drops, you can watch the actual streamers to get them after you've collected their skin. I just wanted to clarify that. A lot of people were pointing that out. They are correct. So you can watch one streamer and continue watching them after you got their Twitch drop, and you will then get progress in all of this. And you just have to watch anyone streaming Rust on Twitch to get the generic drops. But remember, to get these, you have to watch the specific streamer. Thumbs up. We know about that by now, I'm sure. Okay. Well, the the player count over the course of this weekend doing quite nicely. As of now, August is holding up very strongly, but September gets closer and closer. And with the likes of the September Force Wipe, looks like Frontier DLC is getting potentially, you know, prepared soon enough, I guess. It's getting very, very close. And don't forget, with the likes of what we saw being added in terms of the, the testing here, we're looking forward to the likes of Ragtown Redux, Ocean Wreck Boy, Legacy Woodpile, Underwater Dive Sites, Temperate Cliff Rework. August did not have that much, but September is cooking, and there's very likely a lot of stuff that will be coming out, and we are expecting a pretty strong start for September, with a lot of curious people wanting to jump in and see all that new content. So we shall see. Alright, things are looking okay. Right then, let's just quickly look at the likes of the previous week, see how things are currently holding up. Oh wow, really? Okay, well that's already gone down in price. Not too surprising, I guess. That's not surprising either. Wooden Door is still doing good. Not surprised by that. Happy to see that. Not surprised here. Kind of surprised at this. So people did kind of point this out with the Adobe Furnace. Hedge, it's sitting there at $9. It's expensive. No. Just because it's listed at a price doesn't mean it's selling at a price. And turns out someone bought one for $5. I mean, if you wanted to, sure. But yeah, just because everyone's refusing to list theirs below a certain price point doesn't necessarily mean it's worth that price, okay? The barders at the moment are still only going up to 85 cents. I don't have much faith in this, but hey, if it stays like this for a very long time, you will get a lot of people eventually putting up higher and higher barders. Yes, I have seen it happen in the past, and I wouldn't sit there and say it's probably something you can always count on, but it's always interesting to keep an eye out for. So keep an eye on this Adobe furnace. Maybe it does end up being at least a little bit better in terms of what it's sold for, but I still don't have a lot of faith, so we'll leave it at that. Alright then, that turned out pretty interesting. And of course, Ultramarine Garage Store doing very nicely. Already brought that up with the instant continuation with the large box. Cool. What about the previous week? How's this all holding up? Well, down Garage Store has already started to go down. Up still holding up. Sleepy Baguette went down in price a little bit. We did anticipate that. It did happen. Cool. How low will it go? Well, we'll have to keep an eye out for the likes of that. Could quickly get a good look at the likes of this. There's only 186 listings. What? Well, looks like we have a specific individual here putting down a big fat stack of quantity, but at a slight, well, obviously at a much higher price. This is actually very similar to the situation that's affecting the Legacy Kevlar face mask. Let me just refresh here. There we go. Now, if you aren't fully well aware, Legacy Kevlar face mask has like 1,400 listings. Can we see that? And it's still there, yeah. Someone brought this up to me yesterday when I was streaming, and I figured I could actually turn it into a video, which I did. So yeah, at a first glance, this is what, you know, an average person sees. That there's a ton of quantity on the likes of this page here. There's a lot of these being listed, but because I have Steam Inventory Helper, I can see more listings. And the actual fact is that they've put it all the way up to around $4. So there's quite a long ways to get there. But by default, not everybody can see that, and they're going to assume the worst, panic, and potentially unload their stock as well. Maybe that's what's caused the guy to list 27 here and the guy here to list 10. It's a domino effect. It's pretty stupid. So anyway, going back over to the likes of here, I don't know why they did that, but they very likely did do it on purpose. They want people to panic. They want the price to go down lower. Then they'll pick it up. They'll pick up all the cheaper ones, and, you know, post-Christmas, summer next year, maybe they're selling all their sleeping baguettes for about double the price. We'll see, yeah. So if you want to learn a little bit more in regards to what happens to the likes of the Legacy Kevlar face mask, as we hop over to here, take a look at this video right there. Legacy Kevlar Future, rust skin comparisons and listings. You can see that right there. Okay then, so that's just a goofy little thing that's going on. And yeah, Mob Boss is still holding up okay. The Poncho, not so much. The Boonie, yes, a bit. Deep Monster AK47 went all the way down to $1. That's sad to see. Bombshell Sap down by 13%, sitting there at $1.74. And Royal Safari Tier 3, well, that's gone down by about a third each. Wow. Oof. So yeah, that's how things are currently behaving at the moment. That was the 48-hour analysis. I hope you enjoyed the video, and feel free to come see me on Monday when I stream. Look in the description of this video right now. See the links to all my socials. Come to my Twitch, and we will be taking a look at all the newest submissions. We use the likes of Micro522 to get all the W skin links. I bring them into the scene, and we'll take a look at all the skins. And you can start rubbing your hands in anticipation for what potentially might be coming out. And yeah, most likely we'll be seeing a lot of continuations. So if that sounds interesting, consider watching me on stream on Monday. And with that, thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. And don't forget, complete the sets. Will it happen? Well, probably in about a month's time, yeah, maybe around September. Look at the description of this video. You'll see the link to the complete the sets candidates, and you can start guessing what potentially might be picked as complete the set skin next month, if it is going to happen. But it most likely will happen. It's happened like every year, so blah blah blah, yep. Look for all the things that you enjoy and feel super depressed when it doesn't get accepted. Huzzah. Right, that's a wrap. Thank you very much for watching me. Catch you later. See you, goodbye.